He's still practicing. He likes his practice. He likes his patients. His patients like him. A lot of his new patients come to him because of this, and so that's kind of nice because he gets to help like-minded people that are looking for freedom-oriented chiropractors. And so, he's continuing to do his thing, which is, that's part of what was my original goal when I took this on in December 2020. He's like, I want to see you continue to do what you love. You're good at it. You help people. People deserve to have good chiropractors that are freedom-oriented and actually love the truth. And, that's what he's doing now. And he's going to continue to do it. And I'm pleased about that.
Alberta-based chiropractor Dr. Curtis Wall has been facing misconduct allegations with his college, the College of Chiropractors of Alberta, or simply the CCOA, for nearly 4 years. His case has recently been settled, but secretly. Before we get into that with his lawyer, James Kitchen, let's recap Wall's trials and tribulations with his regulator. It all began in 2020 after they had implemented a no exceptions mask mandate through a pandemic practice directive. After attempting to mask for several weeks but struggling with anxiety and claustrophobia, Wall stopped wearing a mask from June 2020 onward. His regulator then sought a full suspension of his license and wanted to fine him tens of thousands of dollars for this noncompliance. Despite mask science getting its day in court, or rather this tribunal, with virologist and vaccinologist Dr. Byram Bridle clearly showing how even 5 masks with a seal around the mouth does not stop the spread of aerosols, as he demonstrates using his glasses, which inevitably fog up because of said aerosols. Despite this, the college found Wall guilty of professional misconduct based on lone expert testimony by public health physician Jaya Hu, who just so happens to be the CEO and co-founder of 19-0, a conflict of interest-riddled vaccine uptake group that focuses on behavior change to coerce vaccine confidence while simultaneously receiving funding from pharmaceutical companies. Now, in April of this year, Wall's lawyer, James Kitchen of Liberty Coalition Canada, filed what is called a Section 93 application to vary the charges against his client based on the Ingram decision out of Alberta, which found that certain pandemic-related public health orders and measures were invalidated when politicians, instead of the Chief Medical Officer of Health, signed off on them in breach of the Public Health Act. This application to vary highlighted that Dr. Wall was being penalized based on regulations that were invalidated by that Ingram decision and sought to have the penalties placed on Dr. Wall varied or removed altogether, namely the order of him to pay $65,000 in fines or risk losing his license. Oddly, when I reached out to the college to inquire about the settlement decision and obtaining a copy, they refused to release it, stating that pursuant to a settlement agreement the parties entered into, CCOA will not be providing a copy of the decision. The College of Chiropractors of Alberta and Dr. Curtis Wall have reached an agreement that settles all aspects of the unprofessional conduct matters involving Dr. Wall. Dr. Wall is no longer challenging the findings of unprofessional conduct. That kind of makes it sound like he pled guilty. So joining me now to discuss all of this is his lawyer, James Kitchen, who has been representing Wall throughout these proceedings. Check it out.
Settlement agreement between Dr. Wall and the college, which is unusual. Colleges don't like to enter agreements. They like to pound their members into the ground whenever they can if they think they've done something wrong. I've gotten a few of these in the cases that I've done. I think it's good for all the parties in this case. I can't give you any details, unfortunately, about the terms, but obviously the parties wouldn't agree to it if they didn't think it was good terms. And so in this case, what that resulted in is a agreed upon, sometimes called a joint submission to the decision maker to say, hey, we've come to a settlement agreement. We agree on things. This is what we want. We want you to approve it. Okay. And almost always they're approved. The decision makers, whether it's a judge or a tribunal or a disciplinary body or panel, they're almost always approved, okay? And the idea in this case was, hey, we've agreed, we just want you to approve it, okay? And there was lots of strict terms around what that was going to look like, and I can't get into them, but I can say that there was a public hearing on July 9th. Some members of the public did attend it. The parties, that's the college and Dr. Wall, gave our joint submissions, asked the it's called the Council of the College of Chiropractors of Alberta to approve them. And then we got a decision on July 15th. And part of the terms around all of this is that that decision was not going to be published. And that's fine. It wasn't, no problem. And then, so what happened, because there's just, people found out about it. I mean, obviously it's a public case. It's published on the Liberty Coalition Canada website. I mean, at least the parts that can be published. There are people who attended the hearing. Like it's well known, right? There was a statement, a joint agreed upon public statement from both parties that went out. It went out by email to Liberty Coalition Canada supporters regarding Dr. Wall, and the college put their statement on their website. And so some people saw that and they found out about the case, which is a good thing, right? That's why we had that agreed upon joint public statement, no problem. So, what happened, predictably enough, is some people asked for a copy of the decision because they realized, there's no decision anywhere. I can't get it from Mr. Kitchen. It's not published on the websites anywhere. I got a copy of it. And the college just said, well, we're not going to give it to you. Fine, no problem with that. The college can do that, arguably. I mean, I think I've looked at the law. Arguably, they can. There might be a legal case made for why they shouldn't be able to do that. They're a public body. Maybe the chiropractors, the members, should be able to get a copy of it at least because of, the fact that they're a member of the college. But fine, that's their choice to make. Where it gets, troublesome and concerning for Dr. Wall and I as his lawyer is that the college says to the public, well, pursuant to a settlement agreement, we can't give it to you. That makes it sound like Dr. Wall has agreed. That when people ask for the decision, he's agreed in a settlement agreement with the college that the college is going to be able to say to people who are asking for the decision, hey, we can't give it to you because Dr. Wall agreed in a settlement agreement with us that it's going to be totally secret and we can never give it to you. That didn't happen. That's not in the settlement agreement.
The college also kind of made it seem like Dr. Wall agreed to this level of secrecy, except there's a clear distinction between not making the decision public and providing copies when requested. As a result, it appears as though the college has updated the verbiage on their website from what they sent to me via email to read. The College of Chiropractors of Alberta and Dr. Curtis Wall have reached an agreement that settles all aspects of the unprofessional conduct matters involving Dr. Wall. Dr. Wall is no longer challenging the findings of unprofessional conduct. In spite of all of this, Dr. Wall is still a licensed practicing chiropractor.
He's still practicing. He likes his practice. He likes his patients. His patients like him. A lot of his new patients come to him because of this, and so that's kind of nice because he gets to help like-minded people that are looking for freedom-oriented chiropractors. And so, he's continuing to do his thing, which is, that's part of what was my original goal when I took this on in December 2020. He's like, I want to see you continue to do what you love. You're good at it. You help people. People deserve to have good chiropractors that are freedom-oriented and actually love the truth. And, that's what he's doing now. And he's going to continue to do it. And I'm pleased about that.
While we don't have access to the full decision, this appears to be positive news for Dr. Wall, although the lack of transparency among regulatory bodies raises serious concerns about abuse of power, regulatory overreach, and an inability for others to utilize effective legal precedent. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. A great way to sport some sassy swag and also support our work is at rebelnewsstore.com. At our online shop, you can find an array of sassy designs and freedom-loving images. Head on over to rebelnewsstore.com to find yours today. And don't forget to use code TAMARA, that's TAMARA, number 10, TAMARA10, to save 10% off of your total order at checkout. Thanks for your support.